Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back for our old school interview, and I'm very excited to have an old friend back here with us from Millennials versus Gen X. It's Bret Labelle. Bret, how are you? Okay, now Bret has yeah.
Oh, Rob! Oh, that feels so good to finally be. I'm finally unmasked and able to speak on Rob as a podcast, just like you and the rest of all the fans from Rob as a podcast. RHAP, that they're all dying to hear what I have to say, and I've been silenced for too long, my friend.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, I was wondering what you were doing here with the tape on your mouth. It was like that scene in Pulp Fiction where they're like, bring out the gimp.
Yes, it wasn't. It did appear that I had some sort of a ball gag going on there, but it wasn't. It wasn't the case, Rob. I was just silenced from all the Rob as a podcast fans, and this is just simplifying that the tape has come off, and I'm here to speak and
Yes.
talk to you, my good friend Rob, who I've missed. It was good seeing you in Boston, by the way.
Yes.
We enjoyed some pizza, which was fantastic.
Yes, at
And
Luigi's.
yes, Luigi's. I love that place. And Justin's a great guy too. So, but yeah, man, it's great to be back. It's great to be here sitting with you. I'm excited to talk. Let's talk. What do we got?
Yeah, let's talk. And how are you doing? Give
I'm
us the
doing,
update.
man. I'm doing great. I just got back from Europe. I did 2.5 weeks overseas.
What?
Yeah.
What,
I'll
not
tell you,
since the Amazing Race, maybe.
it felt a lot like the Amazing Race. I did Dublin, off to Germany. I did Rome, which was beautiful. The weather was awesome too, Rob. 70 degrees. I'm walking around in the short trousers. It was great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I went to Amsterdam, which because I'd always wanted to go, and I wanted to go to the Van Gogh Museum.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, was more. I thought there'd be more to that than there was. I mean, it was cool, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, there was times I wanted to cut my own
More
hair
of a
off.
don't go.
What's that?
More of a don't go than a Van Gogh.
Exactly. No, it was actually good, but it was very crowded. It was just, you know, it was just tough to get around and stuff, but it was fun. So yeah, no, I had a great trip. It did feel like the Amazing Race. I was kind of bouncing around, minus the ginger, you know.
Yes.
But
How is Chris?
Chris is doing good. He's doing these crazy videos for his law firm. I don't know if you've been seeing them come across your
I
feed.
think I saw them on like maybe Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him. He's grown the beard out. He's a little more
Yeah.
like
I feel like he was telling me about how, like, what to do if I get pulled over. Does that sound
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes.
Now,
Yeah.
is that like are you two like, hey, don't stop telling people what to do if they get pulled
No,
over?
because not, you know, excuse me, Rob. Nothing he says is really going to make a big difference. Although I do agree with some of the stuff he's telling people, because it's really not a good idea to sit there and argue with a police officer on the side of the road. Deal with that later. You're always going to get, you know, be better off, as you know, Rob. Your father was a police officer. You're always better off kind of wait until afterwards, you know.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. I see some of these videos and but then I say, like, you know, I imagine myself like being pulled over, and then I'm like, you know, I'm not I saw on TikTok, I'm not supposed to say, I'm not saying anything. Like, I feel like that's not going great for me at that point.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
So
really? Yeah.
I applaud the Ginge for trying to get this word out here and help people with free help. I think he looks a little Paul Bunyan-ish though with that beard. That beard's kind
I
of
gotta
really
see.
grown in.
Maybe we could bring up a picture and I could see what Chris is looking like right now. Are you watching The Amazing Race this season, as it's been another all reality season of The Amazing Race, like the one that you were on?
So it's a really good one. I'm behind because again I just got back from my trip, so I am going to be catching up to that. My main concern right now is Survivor, because I just love Survivor so much. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's catch up on Survivor. If anybody wants to catch up on their sleep, hopefully after this podcast, check out what's going on over at mantasleep.com. Get 10% off Manta Sleep with promo code RHAP49. I'll tell you more about this mask later on, and so find out exactly how it all works, Bret. So
I would go to my ball gag there. You know what I mean?
yeah, get the mask and the gag. Yeah. All right. So you're keeping up with Survivor 49, right?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed this season?
Oddly enough, I have, and you know, I'm very critical of the new school.
The new era. Yes.
I think we have a lot of good characters. I'm really enjoying them. I've been lucky enough to meet a few,
Yeah.
and but yeah, no, I like it. I really am enjoying this post merge. These couple episodes that we've had, I've really been enjoying those.
Yeah, it's heated
And
up a little bit here over these last couple of weeks. And then it looked like, not too much going on in the pre-merge, but like just like, where we had to let it simmer for a while, and now things are heating up.
they are, and it's getting good. And I think it always does, right? I mean, even if you have a great season on Survivor, for the most part, as you get to the end and things start to dwindle down and people have to kind of go after each other, with a few exceptions, I usually find that the end to be more
Yeah.
exciting than the beginning. So
Sure. A lot of the times it is, but I feel like a season like last season tended to not be the case.
it's a good point. That's a valid point. That was
Yeah.
more like, yeah, you kind of saw what was coming
Yeah.
early on, so.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any particular characters that you really are vibing with this season?
I really like a lot of people. I like Jawan, who just got voted out. Actually, I got a kick out of him. I thought I just feel him like when you meet him, you just feel he's a really good dude, and I know you got an interview with him coming next week.
Yeah. Well, we'll be talking to Jawan on Monday.
Yeah, so I like him. I like Riz. Riz is interesting to me. He's getting a little
Do you
cocky.
call him Rizzo or you call him RizGod?
No, I don't love that he's made a nickname for himself. I'd love to see. So I've been giving him a long rope with that because here I never like to see people make a nickname for themselves. But I believe that maybe we'll find out later. That might have been like something he got in high school, and he's just continuing that on. I don't know.
I do believe he did give himself the nickname RizGod, although he has not told anybody else except for us that he is the RIZGOD baby. But do you have a nickname?
I have several nicknames, over the years, which is kind of funny.
Any you could say on this podcast?
Yeah, so I used to be. When I was growing up, they called me Cy because they look like Cy Sperl in Hair Club for Men. I look like the guy from. Do you remember that commercial? That was up
I
north.
thought you were gonna say the guy from Whoopin' 'em Gangnam Style.
Yeah. And then they at work,
But you don't look like that guy.
Exactly. And I was called Bret Labelle for a lot because it was, Bret Labelle, Bret Labelle. It was kind of
Bret Labelle.
Yeah, we were all we're at work discussing like people say, I get these crazy phone calls, and they always say like a different name when they call you. Like they'll be like, "Oh, Rob Cesternino," so they're selling something because they screw up your name. And I say, "Yeah, that happens to me all the time." And someone looked at me and says, "How do they screw up Bret Labelle?" And I said, "Bret Labelle." And the minute I said that, it stuck. That was it.
Yeah.
Bret Labelle.
You should check into hotels and Bret Labelle so they don't know that you're there.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, I think we have the picture of. Okay, here's the modern
there
Chris.
He is. There he is.
Yeah, definitely a more full beard than I remember.
Yeah, it's getting weird. I don't know what he's got going on there. I think he's hiding stuff in there. Like, he's got his lock card in there. So when someone, when he sees someone on the street that he needs to represent, he pulls it right out of his beard and hands it to them, so.
Yeah. Now,
the ginge getting a little gray there too, I noticed. I shouldn't talk, but he's definitely getting a little gray.
Now, you said you met Jawan. Where'd you meet him?
I met him at the Survivor Café in Boston.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very briefly. But I just, we talked, we shot the shit, took a picture, and I really enjoy it. I just think he seemed like a very nice person, really genuine, and definitely a fan of the show, you could tell.
Tell me about the Survivor Cafe, because I haven't been up there.
Yeah, is it still open? Because when I left, they said they were closing it.
Oh, you would know better than me.
Yeah, it was great. So I went a few times just because I was in Boston. My dad and his wife wanted to go, so I went with them once. I went with the Ginger was in town.
Yeah.
So I went with him, and that was a lot of fun. That was when Bryce and Wendell had their thing going on. So there was a ton of survivors there, and we went up and it was really cool. They had it all set up. They had challenges there that you could actually try out for yourself. A bunch that people would have seen on the show. John Kerhofer was there one day when I was there. The opening when it opened, they had us there for the opening. It was right before the premiere, Survivor premiere, and they had pretty much the whole cast there. Kerhofer was there, and I love John. I mean, you remember John, right? I mean,
Of
just the
course, yeah.
nicest
I saw
guy.
him back. He was at the Survivor event they did in February. That was the 48 premiere.
Yes, and I know that we're talking. This is on Rob Has a Podcast, so everyone knows who John Kerhofer is. But if you don't, he's the guy that makes all the challenges, probably since the beginning,
Yeah,
since
I think
Borneo,
since
right?
season 1. Yeah,
Yeah, and he's just one of the nicest, kindest guys you'll ever meet. So it was really good to see him. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But you'd walk up the stairs. It's at the Greatest Bar in Boston, which is downtown Boston, right
and that's
across
what
from
it's called. That's the name of it. It's not just Brett saying it's a
Greatest
great
Bar.
bar.
That's
Yeah,
what it's called. Yeah. And it's across from the Boston Garden. It's like right down the street, so it's
yeah.
walking distance. It's a very popular bar. So you go upstairs, and then you walk in. It's like tiki, everything. The center bar is tiki covered, and it was really cool. They really did a great job with it. So I hope they do it in other cities also.
Yeah. How was the food though?
The food was bar food. It was good. It was you could the chicken wings were good.
Better than Survivor food.
Yes. Yes. Well, I mean, it depends. What are we talking? Are we talking the pizza? Because, the pizza's hot. Hawaiian pizza, I mean, Fijian pizza, which is what they're eating now on Survivor, is just horrible. So if you're talking about Fijian pizza, yes, the food at the Survivor Cafe kicked its ass. Let's just say that. I'm just gonna be blunt. Yes, it was really good.
I didn't mean to get you worked up
It was pub
about
food,
the
though.
pizza
It wasn't
already.
like you weren't getting a steak there.
Yeah. All right. So
What's
tell
that?
me from this past episode where there was basically these two groups, and one of these groups they were going to make their big move and they were going to take out Savannah. And then the other group was going to get blindsided. And Sophie really tipped the scales and went to the Savannah and Soph and Rizzo group to tell them about the plan. Did you like that move? From Yellow
I mean,
Sophie.
so you're talking about Sage, right? You're talking about Sage and
No, I'm talking about Yellow Sophie, that she won immunity, and then
Yellow
she went with
Sophie.
the other group, Sophie Segretti.
Yeah. So Sophie, Yellow Sophie, you're talking about. And Sophie, the other Sophie, I call Sophie B. That's the one that's
Yeah.
what would you call
Some
it?
people call
Sophie
her
Blue?
Soph.
Right. Okay. And she's the one that's got the advantage, right?
She has
That
knowledge
nobody
is
knows about yet?
power. Yes.
Right. Okay. But the other Sophie is the one you're talking about. So yeah, I look at, she could have gone either way. I feel like she was most comfortable going with those guys. Now, I think we're missing something because she really hasn't had the best edit until now. She's kind of getting a good edit now, but I feel like sometimes I question whether she would have been better off. But I feel like she did the best. What she did was she felt more comfortable going that way. And I think it's just because of the relationship she had with those folks, So
Yeah, there was a moment a couple of weeks ago where they came back they had the split tribal council, and then I think they all expected that either Rizzo was going to be gone or they're going to at least flush his idol, and then if he was still there, that she was going to be gone. But then they came back, and it was like they saw a ghost. Like, wait, what are you doing here?
Right. Yeah, they were definitely shocked by that. And I'm starting to really so I'm a little weirded out but we've seen this before. I'm really kind of liking what's going on with her now. She seems like she's in a really good spot. I just worry about her because we really haven't seen much of her going through this whole show. But we've seen this before, where someone wins.
Was there ever a time where, and I know you didn't have to split tribal councils, but is there ever a time where you had a moment like that where one of the groups came back and you were really surprised of what they did?
God, I'm trying to
Well,
think.
maybe it was your group. Was it when
Figgy.
Michaela wasn't there?
No, it was Figgy. It was Figgy.
Yeah.
Well, yes, probably. It was probably when I was probably involved with it, with the Michaela vote. I think it shocked everyone. But the Figgy vote, which we were all pushing for, I didn't think that it would actually get done, and it got done. So,
yeah,
I didn't think it was going to flip, but he did.
Yeah, when you all got together and Michaela wasn't there, was there anybody that gave a bad reaction? It was like, wait, hold on, Bret and Sunday, what are you doing here?
Oh yeah. There was at the merge. They were shocked. I mean, Chris Hammonds was shocked to see me. Everyone was shocked to see me. Like and I think there was a lot of people that were not happy to see another millennial go. But again, there was so much going on at the merge. I'm probably wasn't privy to some of the conversations about me being there. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, from being on Millennials versus Gen X, now like the Millennials, that they're like the old guard. That do you feel like that Survivor maybe when we get into the 50s, they should do Millennials versus Gen Z?
I'm sure that's coming, and I know you've been screaming for for them to bring back some stuff like that, like what's the
The
word I'm looking for?
themes?
Themes, yeah. And I
Yeah.
agree with you. Like we need something, man. 51 needs something. I feel like it's I want to go back to some old school Survivor, maybe like 2 tribes. I think you discussed that. I think that'd be a great idea. I want to see themes. It's never going to happen. I would love to see a new location, but that's not going to happen. I think they're embedded there. They're
Hey,
saving money.
little did you know you were such a trendsetter, that you were like a pioneer of that. You were the first people in Fiji, and you planted
No.
the flag, and you said, "Hey, Survivor should stay here forever."
I know. That's what I did. It was me. It was all me. And I told Jeff, I said, "That's it, bud. It's a quick hit. It's a 10-hour flight. You're good. You can go see a family. This is where you should be." And he agreed. And we went off, had a couple of beers, and then I went back to the tribe.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing, like, I love that they're in Fiji. There's a part of me that loves that they stayed in Fiji, because I get to look at all the places I lived. Like I see, oh, that's Sikabula. Oh, that's that's Gen X Beach. But the Survivor fan of me is like, no, I want to go to China, go to Borneo, go someplace, go to Cagayan. I want to see other places. Like I think it's there's something about and then they used to get involved with the some local stuff. Like some of these challenges are just horrible. I mean the rewards. It's like I don't want everyone to go back. Why do we keep going to the same place for rewards? We should be going to some. Like you could go to some cultural thing in the town and have food with people like they used to do. Like just do something fun. Something like it doesn't have to be wicked expensive, but come on, this is getting
Yeah.
ridiculous. The
Well, I don't even know
sanctuary?
how far the town is from where they are.
It's not that well. It's probably like it depends on which island you're on,
Yeah.
but it's like a boat ride. It's like an hour boat ride or a half-hour
Okay.
boat ride and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
to me, it's like we need something, and I think it's getting stale. I love Survivor. I love watching it. It's getting stale. The sanctuary. Come on. This is Fiji. There are resorts everywhere there. They
Yeah.
could just go to a resort.
Take them to a hotel, you're saying.
Yeah. So
And they used to do that. It'd be like, and then they would like go in front of the mirror, like, "Oh my god!" Like, and it's like, "Hey, yeah, Johnny Fairplay, you stay in this hotel for the night and hang out, and then you all sleep in the bed." Like they used to do that.
Yeah, be careful saying if you say Johnny Fairplay 3 times, he's like Beetlejuice. He just shows up. Just be careful. I just got him out of my house for crying out loud, So, but no. So I agree. Like it was on Millennials versus Gen X. We went to just a resort, and
Yeah.
it had this infinity pool. That's what they call those. Where it looks over the water, right?
Yeah.
The infinity pool. We had an infinity pool, and I think I did a cannonball into the water, but they had a woman there that gave us a mani pedi, and it was just that's all we did. We sat out there. We were drinking White Russians with Chris Hammonds, Sunday, and David Wright, and we all got mani pedis, and we just sat there and ate and drank, and it was just. That couldn't have cost them that much money. Like, but we keep going to the sanctuary. I just think it's getting boring. I'm done with the sanctuary. And the food, like they go to. If you go to the sanctuary and you eat pizza, it's not a reward. You should have just gone back to the. Just go back to the tribe. Just go back to the island. Forget about it. It's not fun. It's not fun.
When you were in Fiji for Millennials versus Gen X, like, could you tell, like, was everybody like, "Wow, this is nice. This is I wouldn't mind if we stayed here forever. Like this is this is a pretty nice place to do Survivor."
Yeah.
Compared to some of the dumps we've been at, like this is good.
Oh yeah. You mean Fiji itself?
Yeah, like the crew where they all like say like,
wow. Oh yeah. No, you could
like,
tell.
Bret, we really like it.
So the weather. So we did have we were the ones that had the cyclone, right? The first night. We were the first ones to ever be evacuated. After that, Rob, we had a couple days, we had a couple nights of rain, but it was beautiful weather. It
Yeah.
was 80s to 90s during the day. It would cool off to 65 at night. So you would feel the cold and you'd have to sleep near the fire. But it was easy. It was good. It was nice weather. And the crew really enjoyed it because they had one flight. They only had to do one flight, so
Mhm.
which they have a direct
I think
flight.
it took 3 to get to the Amazon.
Yeah, I'll bet it did. I'll bet it
Yeah.
did. And that was I mean, you had tons of bugs. So the bugs are low in Fiji. There's not a lot.
Mhm.
Ikabula, we had a ton of bugs, but for the most part, bugs are there's not a lot of bugs there. So
Yeah.
especially if you're on the ocean with the breeze, you get no bugs. So I think they just enjoyed it for that,
Yeah.
better weather and stuff like that.
So there were a lot of shenanigans that went down at this tribal council from this past episode. And we saw where, okay, Kristina had an idol and she played her idol. And then you also saw that like Sage and Jawan, they really wanted then Rizzo to play his idol. And you saw Jawan like, hey, play the idol, play the idol. And he got up and this is a fake immunity idol. What did you think about Rizzo coming in? He's got the real idol, but he played a fake immunity idol.
Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of people think that's cocky. He's acting very cocky with that. But I think
Well,
what
what
he
do you
was trying to
think?
do was, I think what he, I think he was trying to read the room. I think he was just kind of seeing what the reaction was, seeing who's with, see if he could tell who was with him, who wasn't, if he surprised somebody that he thought might have been on his side. I think he was just trying to get a reaction and read the room on everyone. I don't know what else he could really was trying to do with that. So I think he was just trying to see who would, what the reaction would be on people. And then I think if he didn't like his if he saw, oh shoot, there's a lot of people that voted my way, or he felt that way, he would use the real idol. So I think that's what he was trying to do. I thought it was kind of creative. I do think he's looking a little cocky in the last couple episodes, but that's all right. I mean, that's
He's
good.
feeling
But
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna tell people that like, oh, like I thought I had the idol, that this idol was like it I thought it was the real idol. Like, what do you mean it was like I couldn't believe it?
So I think Jawan screwed him on that because he's like, hey, just play the real one. Like he threw it out there. So it's got to be in people's minds that wait a minute, that wasn't the idol. What's going on here?
Mhm.
It's going to be very hard for him to backpedal that. Now he could try, and we'll see how it goes. Stranger things have happened on Survivor, like but I think it's already kind of out there. It's been put out in people's mind that he used a fake one. So it'll be interesting to see in the next episode how this all works out. But everyone knows he's got the idol. This has been what I've been seeing with this new school is everyone just tells everyone what they have. I applaud Sophie. I call her Sophie B. Sophie, was it Sophie Blue? You call her?
I called her. You could call her Blue Sophie. You could call her Soph.
But she's great. And she's not telling anyone. And I think that's so smart. She has such a, this knowledge is power thing is just so strong. If you know that, if you could take somebody's idol and use it for yourself, I mean, come on. So I think she's so smart not to use it. And I think it's going to make for a really good scene coming up. I'm really hoping she plays it well. She kind of needs to. She's from what I could tell, she's kind of laying low. And I think if she wants to win the season, I'm not saying she's going to, I'm just saying I think she needs a big play, and I think that could be it,
Yeah. So in Millennials versus Gen X, David Wright famously made a fake idol and got Jay to think it was real, and then which I guess stopped him from going to go look for the real idol. Could you talk through, so what was your reaction to all of this? Because you didn't know that they had done that, right? That David Wright made the fake idol and Jay didn't know it was a fake idol, but you were just like somebody at this tribal council of like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah. So we had seen someone had left the paints. David Wright, the sneaky little bastard that he was, he left the paints out. So we came across him. So I had a feeling someone was up to something with a fake idol. I just couldn't figure out who it was, right? I didn't stumble on the person. I always suspected David, but I had no proof of this. when Jay plays that, it's a great scene. And what I love about that scene is that Jay is such a good dude, man. And he laughs it off. He's like, "Oh, you guys got me." It's such a great exit to Survivor. And you know, I would have been mad. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people would be mad that they got played, but he got played, and it was great how how he walked out. It was just a riot, and it's just that's Jay. Jay's such a good-hearted, good dude. So it was fun to watch. But yeah,
But when he stood up, you thought he had the real idol, right?
oh yeah, I was getting ready to go. I thought it looked real. It looked like David did a great job because he's
And what would happen? Was he was trying to vote you out? Like,
no,
what would happen if Jay had
no.
the
I
real
just
idol?
knew if Jay wasn't going home, I was probably gonna be the guy. So when he played the idol, I'm like, oh, there's got to be if they must have voted for me. I just figured that they were coming after me. I know
Yeah.
David was coming after me, so I just assumed I would probably be the guy that goes next. So
Mhm.
and then then I tried to work with David on the we tried to work on going after Adam. Adam finds the idol and stupidly tells Hannah, who tells Adam. So the next night I think I get whacked. So
Mhm.
but yeah, it was a great season with great people. I had so much fun on Millennials versus Gen X, and I still keep in touch with everyone today, and they're just really, really, really good people. We were so lucky to have. I mean, really, we all really do get along pretty well.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, I'll say I think that Millennials versus Gen X also started to pave the way of in going into the new era where I feel like that Jeff was like very impressed with the sportsmanship in Millennials versus Gen X. And of course, the last season that they had done was they had done Co Wrong, which was last season that aired, but I know they shot it out of order. But I do remember that Jeff feeling very much like, hey, like these people like that they played hard and then they didn't have hard feelings with each other. And I do feel like that was something that Jeff really wanted to keep in Survivor, coming out of to where you have Jawan like, oh, everybody give me a hug, come on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think definitely. I mean, I think why Millennials versus Gen X is so special is because of that camaraderie and the sportsmanship. I think, even though that we were all playing and we were all playing hard, we all respect each other and we enjoy each other, and we could put the game down and watch the sunset and enjoy it together and not hate each other. I think that's very important, and I kind of see some of that today in this season, like with Jawan's exit. I mean, that was a great exit too. That was very Jay-esque, the way he walked out and hugging everyone. So yeah, I definitely think maybe we're paving the way. I don't love the 26 days though, or whatever it is. Now,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I was part of the 39-day thing, and I do think that it puts an asterisk next to. And I know that the new people.
Uh-oh.
I know, but I just say it does. Out there longer makes you crazier, makes you
Sure.
do stuff that you wouldn't do. It changes the game entirely. Like, they're talking about, we've been down here for 18 days. I'm like, my God, 18 days, you're just getting going.
Mhm.
You're not even missing home yet, so,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it is.
my
I was
opinion,
thinking
Rob,
about
that's
this.
my opinion. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
want
I was thinking about this the other day because I know it was like day 18, day 19, and they're like, wow, I mean, hey, it's day 19. And I'm like, yeah, that's when we merged of day 19.
right.
But I will say that they probably have been to way more tribal councils than we might have gone to in. So like, even though that I feel like they have played more game, but that it's not the same toll necessarily, like physically.
It's definitely probably a faster paced game, right?
Yeah.
Because we would have a day stretch where you wouldn't have tribal council for 3 days,
Hmm.
sometimes 4. And I mean, by that time, you're really relaxing. And then all of a sudden you have a challenge coming up. Now the game people start to kick up the game again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I
Like,
could see that it's probably a much faster
I'm
pace.
trying to think of, so on day 19, I think that maybe that was that was the day we merged in Survivor the Amazon. And I think I had been to 3 tribal councils, I think, in that time. And like, Sophie B, she's probably been to like, this is like her 7th or 8th tribal council that she's been to.
Yeah, she's a tribal council pro.
Hmm.
And we've seen this, Rob, and I know you've talked about it, but the more you go to tribal, I think it fine tunes your skills for the
Yeah.
game. I mean, it really does. I mean, when you're worried every night that you're going home, it definitely it definitely helps you to play harder, to work faster, and so I think that's definitely helped her throughout this game.
So I want to talk about something else that's been a part of the new era where they always do the rice negotiation where Jeff says, "All right, I got a bag of rice. Who wants to sit out of the challenge to get some of this rice for the tribe?" And he's, usually I'm looking for 4 people who want to sit out. This time out, they had no takers for sitting out of the challenge on day 19, Brett.
Yeah, I was a little surprised they didn't have any. They did try to bargain it down to 2 people sitting out,
Hmm.
but usually you'll get like 3 people. But I applaud them for the fact that I knew I would never. In the He offered us beer, which I'm shocked I didn't bow out to that. Beer and peanut butter and jelly, which I love too.
What a combo.
What a combo! But I'll tell you what, in some people did. I think Will might have opted for it.
Yeah.
And one of the things was
And he can't even have a beer.
we had to hold that thing where you bounce the ball on top of this like half oval, and then you were on a balance beam, and they'd move you down to a skinnier beam. We had something
Yeah.
similar on it on this season. I should have looked at that and said, with with my feet and the size of me, there's no way I'm going to win
Mhm.
that. So I should have bowed out, gone and had the beer and the peanut butter and jelly. However, there's something about the perception of other players. Sometimes you just don't want to portray that you're not trying hard, and that was one where I was like, I think I'm not ready to bow out. I want to stay in it, and I think that's what we had this time. You're
Well,
kind of getting, you got a lot of people that don't want to look weak, want to, or felt they could be in trouble, so they felt like they had to stay in it. You know,
so they did it very late this time. They did day 19, where I feel like that in the past they've done it like day 16, where it's a little bit closer to the start of the merge and there's more people that are there. I think that probably maybe, if there's 10 people, I think it's a little bit of a difference. Also, a lot of times they feel like they've done it before. It's like one of these endurance challenges where people look at it like, I'm not going to win that. But
right?
this was a race, this one, where I wonder if everybody was like maybe I could get through the race and like if it comes down to the puzzle, like sure. What I mean, I could maybe I could do that. Whereas it wasn't like I think in Survivor 46, it was where it was that challenge where they have to like hold on to the pole for so long. And Q was like, "You're not gonna win this. What? Sit out. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, yeah, and that's probably exactly what it was. People probably looked and goes, well, wait a minute. Somebody could get tripped up on this. Somebody could maybe not do the puzzle very well. So that I could definitely do this, and I think that's true. I think if you did have, like you say, something that was a little more,
You know what you're
like
gonna
I
be
had,
good
like
at,
something where you had
right?
to balance. Balance is always a thing. If you don't have balance, you're probably not going to do well on it, or you're not
Yeah.
going to be the best.
I
So
mean, has there ever been an endurance challenge where people are like, well, I thought I was going to be the first one out and I won. I can't believe it. No, you know what you're good at.
right. Right. Yeah, you definitely do. And you know your strengths and your weaknesses. That's what's important about Survivor is being able to understand your strengths and weaknesses and put it to good use. Because I'll tell you right now, if you really don't, if he's offering you some food and not so much the rice, but if you go back to my situation with the peanut butter and jelly, if you're in a position where you're starving, that's all you can think about.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. You're not going to balance on that balance beam as well as Adam or Taylor, right? Then you should sit out and eat because eating and drinking beers definitely helps put your mind, get you some food in your belly, put your mind so that your mind's right, so that you can actually go back into the game and strategize. It definitely, so that can be important too. Having food and not worrying about that and getting your mind right. So, it's definitely knowing who you are and what your capabilities are.
So earlier you were mentioning Sage. Is that somebody that you've been enjoying this season?
I have. I mean, she grosses me out. Like some of the stuff that she says, I'm like, my God. like the blackheads thing, and then she's
She's
talking
got the
about
jar.
the farts. I'm like, I don't. This is too much for me. But she's really playing hard, and I love that scene where they're all talking about what they're gonna do, and they shoot to her, and she's like,
No.
"No, that's not happening." I was like, "Oh, that was awesome." So I'm enjoying her. It didn't go her way this week, and I don't think it bodes well for her, but we'll see. Now is the time when other people who are aligned should really start thinking about where am I in this alignment, you know?
Mhm. Yeah,
So
she had said that, okay, tonight, here's what I want to do. I want to get Savannah voted out, and I want Rizzo to play his idol, and I want Kristina to play her idol. Do you think that that was like too ambitious of a to-do list for one day where it's like maybe, okay, let me just concentrate on my one goal here?
yeah, I mean, you really she should have said more like, I want her to use her idol. If I can get that second idol, great. Maybe we can get him to play it, but don't worry too much about that. Focus on the one thing. And I think it would have boded better for her. But yeah, I think she does. She's got this grandiose thing where she thinks she's kind of gonna run it, and people just don't work that way out there. People will tell you one thing and they'll do the other. You just never you really, even when you have good conversations and stuff, deep down you don't know where everyone feels they're at. So you're rolling dice a lot out there. As you know.
Yeah, this was very ambitious what her and Jawan were trying to do. Do you feel like that there were signs that they should have seen that maybe Sophie wasn't going to be with them?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. But yes. Yeah. I mean, I think Sophie, I think they should have seen that she was more of a jump ball than I think they thought she was. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think if you could put yourself and say, all right, put yourself in Sophie's shoes, you can kind of see that she was kind of like in the middle. She was kind of like, okay, she can make it. She's going to be the one who decides who goes home. And I think if they had seen that, maybe they would have, I don't know, talked with her more or something like that. Sage seemed to have a pretty good relationship with her. So I'll be interested to see how this goes when they get back to camp.
You know, there was some fluidity to your season in the post merge, like right before people like got locked in. Like, how did you see, like looking back, like signs that maybe somebody wasn't necessarily with the one group, and then before they went to the other group?
Well, we had, yeah, I mean, Zeke voted out Chris,
Yeah,
which we weren't expecting, because Zeke had been voting with us and then all of a sudden flipped. And that was for his game, right? But like, I didn't go back to, it's a great scene where Zeke and I got along great. We actually,
famously.
yeah, and as we still do. But I would, I knew, all right, Chris is gone. Chris is history. It sucked because he's a great meat shield for everyone. And it was great as we were going through. But it was like, I got to work with Zeke now. So I went back. It was like, you can't worry about that. Like, I didn't get mad at Zeke because he voted out Chris. Like, as much as it sucked and I missed my friend, we gotta get further in this game. So there was a lot of fluidity amongst people out there in our season. Uh, you know, uh, Hannah called it the trust clusters. People would work together on a vote and then work somewhere else. And there was a lot of that going on there. Um,
Yeah.
but I think you see a lot of that now. You'll see a lot of people on past seasons. You'll see a lot of people working together on certain votes, but not working together as a whole for the whole season. For the whole season.
And then are the things that like the clues were there, and then it's like after Zeke votes out Chris, like then like do you look back and say like, oh yeah, that's why that I did notice that makes sense now.
Yeah, well, Chris was a little too confident that he had Zeke, and so I was kind of going on that. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I was like, but, um, but I mean, look at we were also moving forward, and Zeke, was happy working with us. So there was, you like I said, you just never. Everyone sees themselves. You never know where everyone sees their end game, right?
Mhm.
Their lane to the end. And if you're blocking that lane, that you may think they're with you, but they're like, no, I can't beat Brett, or I can't. I need him gone, and they're gonna be coming after you. So it's a crazy game, and it's so many different personalities and so many different opinions clouds it a lot of times. So
Do you have any thoughts about Savannah?
Oh, she's a trip, man. Yeah, she's kind of interesting. I think she's made some mistakes. She's kind of. I didn't like she did the whole Jawan conversation. Like, just let it go. Like, you're not gonna. I didn't. I thought that was stupid when she went back to talk to him.
Mhm.
Um, uh,
When
uh,
she knew he was
I
lying
was
and
like,
then she
don't
went
say something. She
yeah.
didn't do bad. She didn't say anything stupid. But I'm like, if you let like if you let him know that I don't know. I just was kind of like, I just thought it was kind of like
Yeah,
silly.
I did feel the same way of like, okay, like he's lying. You don't need to necessarily like go and let him know that he's lying because then he has the opportunity to then make another move.
Right. And the thing is like that's just good information to have in your head. It's good. Like, keep it up there. Know it. Don't take it personally. Like, so many people take things personally. Like, I gotta go talk to this guy because I can't believe this is happening. And but yeah, I enjoy her. I think she's funny. I think she made a stupid move telling she was keeping it, she's lying about what she did for work. And then she told Sophie B, that's what I call her, that she was lying about her job. And Sophie's like, to her credit, she's like, okay, yeah, I have that. But it's like Sophie's gonna use that. And these aren't people that you're friends with. You
Hmm.
don't know these people. You just met them 18 days ago. She
Yeah.
is gonna use that against you at some
Well,
point,
now
you
hold
know?
on. Now, what if Chris Hammonds would have told you, had like, hey, Brett, I got to tell you something. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay. What did he tell people that he did?
It was a coach, which I
I,
bought. I actually thought for sure he
I
was gonna
told
tell.
everybody I'm a coach, but I'm actually a lawyer.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have told anybody, right?
Not with Chris, right? But I mean, who knows though? Like, when
But
you get
maybe
to the end.
Savannah feels like, hey, that's my Chris Hammonds.
Well, but see, here's the thing though. I might have used it. If I'm sitting at the end with Chris Hammonds, yeah, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use all that stuff.
Hmm.
And my thing was like, when you lie about your
Well,
job,
yeah,
and I did.
and you did too.
I told everyone I was a funeral director.
Yeah.
You can't go back on that. If you go back on that, nobody believes anything you have to say. They think you're a big. What else is he lying about? What else? You gotta own that to the end, man. And that's it. So.
Hmm.
I thought that was a mistake on her part, but I've been enjoying Savannah. She's doing really well. Honestly, I thought she was going to get voted out a lot sooner. I did not see her going this far.
Why?
I just thought she played kind of in your face. She was opinionated. She's like perfect. I just thought there'd be more
Hmm.
people kind of gunning for her. But I've been enjoying her the longer she goes. I find her very interesting. So
Yeah, I think
I
she's
like
been
this crew. I do.
I think she's been very fun, and I do feel like that. In this new era, I do feel like that I am clamoring for things that are different, and she definitely feels different. And I think that she is, has a confrontational way about the way she approaches the game, which I think is very different than what we see throughout a lot. It's not always a play style that I agree with or like the way that I would necessarily approach the game, but I enjoy watching it.
Yeah, it's great TV. It's great TV. And I enjoy her for that. It's funny because you can totally see when she says she's a TV announcer. You can totally see it. Like,
Yeah.
she totally has that. So, but yeah, she's definitely cool. So I'm shocked she went as far as she did, and let's see if she can pull it off. So.
Do you think there's any possibility that Savannah and the RizGod could turn on one another? Because, that's really the story of the new era is that with very few exceptions, it's like, yeah, this person is my number one and I have to get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, they have to at some point, right? Because they have similar games, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't she doesn't know, Rizzo is getting a great edit, and I hate to say that, but he is. I mean, he's writing his own story, much like David Wright did. Like, he's, giving himself a nickname. He's got some
What
great
was David Wright's
confessionals.
nickname?
No, he didn't have a nickname. Well, I call him Dirty Dave, but no, but David just like he had this story arc that was just crazy. Oh my God, I'm so scared of everything out here. I'm
Hmm.
taking over this whole thing. But,
Yeah.
but Riz is doing the same thing, right? Like, he had that. I love that scene in the beginning when he's he's playing he's they're doing that challenge and he's behind.
Yeah.
right? He's behind,
Yeah.
and who's he playing? What's the kid's name?
Alex.
Alex, great, yeah, great guy. So Alex and him are going together, and Alex has it, and then
Yeah.
Riz comes from behind and crushes it. It's such a great
Yeah,
scene.
I'd
It's
forgotten about that.
such a great way to set up the his season, and then now look at him.
Look at him now. He's the front man for the new boy band, 3 Boys on a Bench.
So I don't. Could you? But no, you can't just have 3 words on the song. You have to have more than 3 words on the song. Like it's a great idea, but guys, it can't be 3 guys on a bench, 3 guys on a bench, 3 guys on a bench. Like there's got to be more words to that.
Right. Like, there's not a lot of bands, and maybe some of our listeners could help with this, but yeah, there's not a lot of bands where the name of the band is also the name of the song.
Right. I mean, take the Know It Alls theme, which as you know, I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, you know how to sing
I like
it.
to
Yeah.
sing it. I love to sing. I sing it by myself in the shower sometimes. But my point is this: that's a very simple song, right, Rob?
Mhm.
It's a simple song, but it has a lot of words, and it has
It's a lot of
different
words.
verses, and
Bridge.
and you how many? If you keep saying 3 guys on a bench, 3 guys on a bench, you're just not going to do very well, So,
Right.
but I
You know,
like
like,
the idea. Okay, I like the idea,
yeah,
and they have the look.
they do. Do you think that they could maybe tour after the season is over?
I you know I would hope that they would, but they're going to need some help with that. I think.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think that Jawan will resign from 3 Guys on a Bench?
Yes, I think he's going to go solo for a solo career at this point. I don't think he's happy with how things ended up for him, and I think he's probably going to move on his own. You know.
Was there any talk in Millennials versus Gen X of anybody making a musical group?
So we used to sing all the time out there, and they'd get mad at us because
Pissed.
they don't really like you singing.
Now in the new era, it's like, hey, can you guys drop a track for us in this 90-minute episode?
That's what I'm saying. Like now they're letting them. Now it's like they're spinning records for them.
Yeah.
We couldn't like we tried to say stop singing. We can't put that on. It's like but now you do. So and I have a very better voice, Rob. You've heard my voice. Yes. I have a much better voice than anyone I've heard in the new seasons. So
yeah. You would have a solo career, you think?
What's that?
A solo career, you think?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have. I would have if they played any of the stuff I was singing out there. I was singing Pitbull. I came back. I was
Mr. Worldwide.
When I came back from that the challenge on the pizza barge, I was half biffed, and I started singing Pitbull.
Which Pitbull song do you remember?
The one Timber. I was singing Timber, which Jay Sterritt got a kick out of. So we had a lot of laughs. But yeah, I mean, like
because it was going down.
Right. I just wish they would have played that stuff when we were doing it. Now they air it all the time. Well, I guess Survivor changes. It's a fluid game apparently.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, let me take a moment and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast, our friends over at Manta Sleep. Now, listen, that I know a lot of these survivors, they go on rewards and they get blackout, okay? But you can get blacked out at home with a Manta Sleep mask here with 100% blackout fit here on Black Friday weekend, where it's great, customizable for those side sleepers that are out there. It's going to help you get in a nap when you need one any time of day. And it's great for blocking out the sun or blocking out light. If you've got a roommate too, go to mantasleep.com. Use promo code RHAP for 10% off your Manta Sleep purchase. Okay, let me see.
I could have used one of those when I was on the flight coming home, Rob.
Yes. Yeah. Look, it's great for travel also. Can you sleep on a plane?
I can sometimes. I like to have a few drinks, and like I did the red eye to Dublin, right? It was like 11:40. So like I watched, my Netflix on my iPad, and then
what did you watch?
I watched House of Guinness on Netflix.
Perfect.
I liked it. I liked it a lot because I was going to Dublin. I'm like, I'll watch House of Guinness, So I watched it, and it was really good. But I did that for about 3 hours, had a few drinks, and then for the second half of the flight, I slept. So I did sleep. Yeah.
Okay. Bret, coming up this spring, it's going to be Survivor 50. There's been commercials on everything.
Yes. 50. What do
Yeah,
you?
I was watching the football games last night. Commercials. 50 is coming.
It is coming, and we've been anticipating this for a long time, Rob. Let me tell you. And
Yes.
I'm a little disappointed with with some of the people I'm
Some of the
excited
picks.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could have done a little better. I don't
All
know
right.
what the criteria
So
was, but
first off, we had no representation from Millennials versus Gen X, right?
right, none.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. Again, I think it's a really good season. I don't understand how we can possibly have 3 from 48, 2 from 49, and none from Millennials versus Gen X.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I think there's a lot of good. I think I'm like unlike a lot of people. I think there's a lot of good characters in new school Survivor in the past. I'd say 10, 15 seasons, right?
Yeah.
But
So
I
David
don't
play.
think we need 5 from 48 and 49. I don't. I think that's
Yeah.
way too much. We have so many great people from past Survivor seasons.
Sure.
1 through 20, I could give you.
Well,
5 people.
let me hold on. Well, let's go one thing at a time. Let me just talk about Millennials versus Gen X for a minute because, all right, so Zeke played back to back. They brought
Right.
Zeke back for in Game Changer, and so did Michaela. And then David Wright got brought
Played
back
twice. Yeah.
in. He just got brought back the once, right?
Yeah.
For the Edge of Extinction.
Oh, that's right.
A-
Yeah, he played twice. I meant. Yeah.
And then Adam played again on Winners at War. And then is that it?
Well, no, I mean, yes.
Did I miss
Chris
anybody?
Hammonds and I did Amazing Race.
Sure, did the
So
Amazing
I don't know if
Race.
they're counting that. It's
No,
different.
I'm only talking about Survivor right now.
Okay. All right.
So I think what was really why I think the thing that probably would have I would have blown my mind was after your season was over. I feel like that Jay was somebody that's like, all right, well, Jay will definitely play again for sure.
I thought so.
And then
Yeah,
it never happened.
No, it didn't. And Jay's done. Jay's had a really good career.
He had a different career.
Yeah, he's
than
got a
we
different career,
anticipated.
and they may have called him. I don't know. I do talk to Jay. We've never discussed whether or not he's been called back for Survivor. So I don't know.
Hey, we'll
but
get to the bottom of this.
I know I will. I'm actually going to see him soon, so I will. I'm actually going to ask him that question.
Yeah,
but
clock
I know
that T.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and but yeah. So I don't know, but it does seem like there's a lot of good. But it's not only Millennials versus Gen X. There's other great seasons that and I'm not again. I don't want to. I'm not shitting on the newer seasons.
Yeah.
I just think we have a lot. That's a lot.
Okay,
And
well, give me the
2.
snubs. Who are the people that you feel like should have been there for 50?
Well, she's played before. Denise. Yeah. Shapley.
Denise
Stapley, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Denise.
Well, yeah, sure. I like Denise was a winner, but she played on. Does she even want to play again?
No, maybe not. Maybe not. But I mean, I just think there's so
Come on,
many.
give me a better snub list than Denise.
All right.
She just came back.
I would say first of all, I would say, and everyone's gonna hate me for this. I'll say Russell. I'll say Russell, and I'm gonna say Russell got snubbed for, and I don't know the backstory. There may be backstory to this. Maybe he's done something. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You can't have they had a game changes without Russell. How can you? He's the one that started hunting for the idols.
That's fair. That you would have thought that like after Survivor 22, you thought like, okay, well maybe Russell's gonna play 8 more times, and then you wouldn't. You didn't think on the night that Russell, throws his buff in the fire when he's eliminated on Redemption Island, that was going to be the last time you were going to have Russell on Survivor. I mean, I think that there's maybe some extenuating circumstances where they felt like, okay, well, I don't know, like, can we trust Russell on a Survivor season?
I know that might be it.
But I feel like, honestly, like, I think it had more to do with things that like Russell himself, was fine. And then I think it had more to do with, when Brandon played and when his brother played on Big Brother. And then I think I think he was getting caught up on social media over the years. But it is wild that, they didn't have him back at any point sooner than 22 or
Yeah.
since 22.
Yeah. And then another one I liked that you know, I'm going to throw, I mean, again, we're talking 50, right? So
Yeah.
we're looking at the big picture.
Big
I
picture.
like that we have someone from Borneo on, but I would love to see Hatch. How do you not have Hatch on, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
And I know that he's got his history too. I get it, but
Sure.
and I know he was just on a show. He was just on a show recently, so maybe that knocked
House
him
of
off.
Villains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe they're
So
mad at him.
yeah,
But
could be.
no, well, I thought that when they started this, they said, well, no winners.
Well, that
So
could be. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't have any, no problem there. But
But they have
then,
a winner,
they started bringing in the winners
right?
from the new era.
Right.
So like it was fine because if you wanted to have no winners, then it was like, okay, fine. Well, then, because then how many spots do you have to give to the people that were just on, to your Denise Stapleys and Boston Rob and Parvati and Tyson and, Sandra and Tony, like all the people that were just on, like
Right.
the whole show is going to be all people that just played in the
Right.
last 5 years. So I got it. They did no winners, but then I thought they threw it all away when they brought in winners. No
Yeah, no,
disrespect
no,
to the winners
that's
that
a
they
good
brought
point.
back,
Yeah, that's a
but
good point. I look at it like, and so they blew themselves up with the no winners because they have winners coming, so that's fine.
yeah.
I would look at it as 50 as a whole. Let's look at our history, right? And I'm happy that we have somebody from Borneo on. That's fantastic.
Hmm.
But I just think that, like, there's just way too many from the new era. I want to say I love that Coach is on. I'm excited to see Coach. I'd like to see some more people from kind of that era. That's where
Yeah.
I fell in love with the show and watched it and stuff like that. So,
Who's the person that you know the best who's going to be on Survivor 50?
oh
Like,
god.
is there anybody that you know personally?
Well, I gotta go down the list of who's on.
How about Aubrey?
I know Aubrey. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know her the best, but I know Aubrey.
Well, I just feel like that she played in your era, in really where that you were in 33, she plays 32,
Yeah, she was co-wrong.
34,
Yeah,
38, plays with David Wright. So I
I
feel
would
like
love
you,
to see. I would love to see. I'm excited to see Aubrey play. And it's gonna be interesting to see. Has she played twice, Rob?
she played 3. This is going to be
Played-
4 times for
This is gonna
Aubrey.
be a fourth time, huh? Wow, she's played 4 times.
This is going to be 4 times for Aubrey. Yeah.
Wow, as crazy as it sounds, and we've seen him 1,000 times, Boston Rob. How could and for that matter, Rob Cesternino. I would love to
Well,
see you play.
don't make it about me.
I know because you won't play. You're going to play villains, and I cannot wait for that. Not villains.
The traitors. Yeah.
The traitors. I cannot
Yeah.
wait for that. I cannot wait for that. I'm very
Well,
excited.
they did.
Look at you
They,
get so
I think
worried.
they,
Look at how
they
nervous he gets when we start talking about him. Everyone, it's
listen.
crazy. So,
I think they did call Rob, and Rob said, "No, I don't want to come back."
Boston Rob did say no.
They said he called him, and
Okay,
he
good.
said he didn't want to do it.
All right, then I'm okay with it because I just think, like, to me, this Survivor 50 is about the history of Survivor to me, and I think they've ruined that. But I'm just saying that's what I was thinking we were going to have. We was going to have all these different kinds of players and stuff like that, which would have been fun. Like I would even sprinkle in a Randy Bailey. As crazy as that sounds, like I want to see characters like that out there that that would just made me laugh during all this,
Yeah.
But yeah, but Rob, I know you wouldn't have played anyway. I didn't mean to throw that out there because you kind of you have this going on, so it's
No,
kind
why
of
do you say that? I would have said yes.
you
I
would have
would have
said yes to
gone.
50.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, good. Well, because we talked years ago, and you had said to me, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back, but that's changed now.
I would say that I'm not dying to go back. Like, I think I would do it. It would be fun. And I think that my concern would be like what happens to all of this because,
right.
There once upon a time, doing Survivor was my dream, but I'm very fortunate in that like doing this, talking to you here, this is my dream. I mean,
Wow.
this is like, because I really think about like, well, if I could be doing anything, what would I do? And it's like, well, like I'd like to just keep doing this forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the goal for me. I love what I get to do. So it would be cool to go do Survivor, no doubt. But the fact of like, how much does it jeopardize like what I get to do is a concern. But I would have gone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. Because you kind of can't say no to 50, right? I mean, that's
It'd be
kind of
hard to say no. I'd be very concerned about like, oh, what if I'm the first person off, and then people make fun of me, and then
yeah.
people
Well, I
are
think
like,
they go
oh,
home
no,
real well.
no, yeah, my ass. Um,
Well,
but
they
I
say
would.
that anyway about.
They say it anyway.
Yeah, right, right.
And I would have to have like a sense of humor about it. Like, okay, I guess I
Yeah.
should stick to podcasting. But
Yeah. Well, at least, hey, look, you love what you do for work, and how do you beat that? You
yeah,
know, and I get it. And I'm in the same boat. Like, it would be hard for me to go back. I don't think I could have said no to 50, but
yeah.
like, you know, if they came to me with you, it really have to be something kind of like a second chance and something like that,
Hmm.
or even a you know friend family. What's that one? Blood versus water.
Blood versus why? Who would you go with for blood versus water?
Oh, I don't know. I always liked the blood versus water aspect of it. Although I don't even know if you could do it now because everyone's so. But I just like that, like where you have loved ones on different tribes, you're trying to get through together, and
I could see them going back to blood versus water, especially if they ever wanted to do like a loved ones of like, they wanted Rob to come back. He didn't want to do it, but would I mean? And Rob didn't want to, or Rob came back with Amber the last time, and I think sure that was a concern for him to like, are people going to go after Amber to
Mhm.
go for him? But would he ever go with one of his girls? Could is that a way that they could get Rob to come back?
I
Would
bet I bet that would make him come back. You know.
and but he's also protective of the kids, so maybe he doesn't want to throw them into that pressure cooker. Like
Yeah.
maybe he feels like that. But maybe that's interesting. Where that they like you have all these survivors with like adult children that might want to do it. Like, could you do like a generations where either the returning players are playing or it's all the kids of survivors?
Yeah, I like that. That's a I like. There's so much they could be doing, and I think you're right. And I've heard you on the podcast saying it. Something 51 has to be almost bigger than 50, right? In a weird way, like it has. They have to. There has to be something that kind of gets us going again because
You know,
it's kind. Go ahead.
yeah, and I like I try to be precise when I give out like this kind of criticism, but I think that the show like really has stories that they want to tell, and I felt like that the what happened with Christina in the episode the other night was like a great example of you see that's that's what you get on Survivor, but I do feel like that there needs to also be, and it's great when you do have a moment like that that can resonate with the viewers, but that doesn't like telling those types of moments. I don't think necessarily bring viewership to Survivor, and I think that you do need to also have where like I think where Mark Burnett started this thing of but what's the thing that we can do on this show that's going to make people say, I got to see this. I got to tune in to see this. And like, I think that Survivor is like, has been like, okay, well, we make the show for our audience that we have. But I think that there also needs to be a little bit of like, you need to make a show that people are going like, okay, I had not been checking this out, but I need to tune in to see this. Wait, they're doing what? And like, I think that there needs to be like a little bit of like where you're competing with the rest of television and phones and everything, and you need to like be doing things to keep the show very interesting and
Yeah,
new
I
and
mean,
novel.
yes, I completely agree, and I think I did enjoy like there's parts of that scene the other night that you're talking about that I did enjoy, and I my heart went out to her. I mean, I lost my
Sure.
mother,
Yeah, I
but
totally get
I
it.
agree with you. Like, I'm not coming on. Like, you can't have too many of these moments. Like, you got to have stuff that just people go, "Oh my god, this is unbelievable." You got to have you got to have the Johnny Fairplay. Says his grandmother's dead. You need these things that people go, "Oh my
Y-
god, what is going on
yeah,
this
like
show?" Like,
I'm not saying like that like I kind of feel like that the mission statement of what they're going for is like what happened with Kristina of like, see, that's it.
No.
That's the show. And I think that it's great if you get that, but I feel like that should not be what the show is. That's
Right.
not what we're going for.
Right.
You know, it's just remember how you got started.
Yes.
Remember like you know 39 days, 16 people,
Yeah.
one survivor. Like it's not like 26 days, 18 people, 18 stories, you
Yeah.
know,
And
18 experiences.
I hate to give Chris Hammonds any credit, because they are slower thinkers down there in Oklahoma. But I will say this: he has been screaming and calling for an original season. He's like, I want you to go back to the original 2 tribes. Nobody gets anything. Go play Survivor. Like no rewards. No, oh, well, not you can
No
do rewards.
rewards.
No, I'm sorry. You can do rewards. No idols. None of that stuff. Like just
No,
go back.
that's you going back too far. It's like okay, it's like you know,
I
it's
kind of like to see that though.
well, it's also like in football, we don't need to say like, hey, it's getting too crazy. Let's go back to get rid of the forward pass.
Yeah.
Get
I
rid of
think,
the go back to leather helmets. Like go back to we'd be fine to let's just go rewind it back to where we started in Fiji. Give me 2 tribes
yeah.
and just a couple of idols.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
let
think
me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you go back to the 39 days?
I don't think honestly, I don't think you need it. Like I understand the product like I understand why it's better, but I understand that there are production reasons of like, hey, for our budget, we need to keep the shortened schedule of 26 days. Like I've never really been like, hey, it needs to be 39. I think 30 is a round number. If you could go to 30, I think that's a nice compromise. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's the viewer. I don't think necessarily can tell the difference between it being 26 days or 39 days.
Okay, fair enough. I would like to see it go back to
I understand.
39. But I just think as you get better, I think you get a lot of really good TV in those last 10 days. I
Well,
do.
sure. It's like, you know, if you have 39 days of raw material, you're going to, you know, get better stuff to have to fit 13 episodes. You've shot 39 days of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's less of a chance you're going to have boring episodes when you have 39 days of like, you know, if you have 3 days of content to mine from as opposed to, you know, 1 or 2 days, like you're going to have more raw footage to be able to find great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I they need to do something, let's put it that way. I don't know what the ratings are. I know I still love the show. I still watch. I'm always going to watch. But I just feel like, yeah, there's something missing. And 51 is going to be the test, I think.
Yeah, 51. So. And what do you like my idea? Area 51 of
yes,
where you get like
I love it because I'm a big aliens guy. I love. I listen to Joe Rogan. Have you listened? Joe Rogan had a great podcast just recently with the guy that wrote this, The Age of Disclosure.
What did they say?
So he's saying that they pretty much interviewing all these dignitaries and politicians and generals, and they're saying that they've been visiting us for years.
I haven't figured it out yet. So it's like we have Survivor 51, it's Area 51. We do get something.
I love
with
that,
but I don't know what I don't know if it needs to be on Area 51.
It needs to be on the. It needs to be on the moon. Are you kidding me?
No. Because look, we're still in Fiji. Like, let's be real here, Brett. Come on.
Yeah.
But maybe Tribal Council is like some sort of like crashed spaceship. Okay,
yes.
Survivor, you can use this. Okay, instead of like, oh, it's a pirate ship. It's a spaceship. Okay?
Yes, why not?
Area 51 theme. Like listen, have fun with it.
Rob, you're on to something here. This is a great idea.
We're cooking.
We've seen this ship. We've seen the pirate mast. Enough. We want the downed aircraft. We want the downed flying saucer with little guys coming out of it. You know,
I
want the idol. Listen, I want the idols to be little green men.
Yes, that's cool. That's cool. Like, instead of like, okay, it's like that everybody has to carry a giant chameleon like in the challenge. No, there's an alien. We're moving. We're bringing the alien for the autopsy. Big Brother is going to steal this from you. Okay, Survivor.
Yeah. And for immunity, you get like a tinfoil hat. That's what you get if you win immunity. So I love it.
Don't let Big Brother 51 get to this, and you'll be kicking yourself in 20 years.
Well, do you remember when we went to Rob Has a Podcast was live in Toronto?
Yeah.
We were up there, and Big Brother, Canadian Big Brother.
Oh yeah, Big Brother Canada. Yeah,
with Kevin Martin, I think was
yes,
did well. They had like a Star Trek theme on that Big Brother. Remember, it was like a spaceship. It was kind of a spaceship.
Yeah.
It was a really cool set. So you're right. I think they will steal it, and Jeff better get on it because I think you got something here. A nice crashed UFO in the Fijian Sea.
Listen, I'd be because it would get people like, wait, what? Survivor's doing an alien thing. All right, I gotta see this.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe there's like, some people. Maybe it's like a tribe of people that's like, hey, we believe in aliens versus don't believe in aliens. The believers versus like, the truth is out there. But and I don't know, and maybe like the believers tribe is like that they have belief in all sorts of things.
Right. No, I like it.
I'm this person is, believes in this person believes this, and this person I'm a skeptic.
Right. Yeah, they're flat earthers too,
I think people get uncomfy when you're gonna bring put flat earthers on television.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But I think you could do believe. I mean, look at there's plenty of people that go like take Larry, we do a podcast together. He thinks I'm crazy. He's like, there's no way. So there's a perfect guy, this normal person who does not believe there's any aliens, doesn't believe we've ever been visited, doesn't believe anything. And I'm on the opposite side where I'm like, wait a minute, I think there might be something to this. So yeah, I mean, you could definitely find two groups of people, believers, non-believers. You go to tribal council, there's the spaceship, So, I love it.
The tribal council spaceship is great. The rest of it, I think, is still a work in progress. But I'm just saying, like, hey, like, dump out all the pieces out of the box. So figure, you have an opportunity here to do anything.
Right. I mean, look at they made those big heads of Sandra and Boss Rob. I mean, they did that. If you do that,
you could do a spaceship at tribal council.
That's just as alien as having a down spaceship, So I think it's great. I think it's a great idea, and I hope they're listening to you, Rob. I really do.
Yeah, if you're out there, if you're listening,
yes,
I'm talking to the aliens.
I hear you.
Yeah,
who are you most closest to on 50?
I'd say the person I know the best is Christian.
Okay, yeah.
Christian.
I'm glad he's going back. He's a good dude.
Yeah, and that's gonna be like, I think he was somebody who, when he played his season, it was like a instant person. Okay, gonna have him come back. So I'm very excited that he has the chance to play again.
Yeah, same. Yeah, so that's good.
So we'll see. And then one other thought I had with, and I've been like you, and I said, I think it's too much from the new era. Do you think that any part of it is like, hey, sure, we've got the old legends, but this is our chance, let's bring back a ton of people from the new era, and we're gonna make some new legends. Maybe we're gonna, at the end of this is gonna say, we're gonna be invested in we're gonna have 5 or 6 new legends instead of the old guard getting long in the tooth. Now look at us now. We've rebuilt the legends.
I think that the problem is a lot of the fans, there's a lot of old school fans, and I think they're yearning for the old legends. And I think I'm not taking away from the new legends. I think there's some great people out here, but they have time. We're moving on after this. I think people really want to see some of the older legends, especially people that have been watching the show for a long time.
Yeah, I hear that. Bret, anything else on your mind in terms of Survivor?
No, I mean, I'm still watching, so it's, they're doing something right. But I'm hoping as we move forward, I was hoping for longer seasons, but I would be happier with better rewards, better.
Here, let me ask you some of the rewards. Here we go. That Brandon tracked down some of the rewards from Survivor over the last couple seasons. Let me get your reaction to in In season 43, they had a reward. It was iced coffee.
Ugh, come on.
America
Now,
runs on Dunkin'.
I will say, yeah, if it's Dunkies, maybe we'll talk. I was dying for coffee out there, but once you've been there, for once you've been there for 8 days, you're over coffee, right?
Mhm.
I love coffee every morning. It was definitely something I miss. If you get reintroduced to it, now you got to get yourself back off it again. I don't know. I don't love that at all. I don't love it.
Okay. All right. In Survivor 45, they gave them a single rotisserie chicken with no utensils
I mean,
for
I will
3
say it's
people.
good. It's good. You'll be licking the bones off a rotisserie chicken.
That's
But
fine.
yeah, I mean, it's better. It's better. So I'd say that's good. At least it's nourishment.
Okay. In
So
Survivor 47, they gave them one hot dog with no condiments.
awful. Who's gonna have? And I think I remember complaining about this. Who is gonna have a hot dog without relish? I like hot dog all around. We call it hot dog all around. Blue, blue, red,
Blue.
yellow, and green. Red, yellow, and green. Ketchup,
What's hot dog
mustard,
all
and
around?
relish. That's a hot dog all around. Ketchup,
Is
mustard.
this like at a certain restaurant? You go order
Yeah,
a hot dog
Sully's
all
down
around?
South Boston,
Yeah.
Sully's. But if you get, you gotta have. You can't just have a hot dog. You have to have ketchup. Rob, you're from New York. You understand exactly what I'm talking about. You can't just have
My
just plain
dad would
dog.
be furious if somebody put ketchup on a hot dog.
So he
That
was a
would be
mustard.
like, that's for babies.
Yeah. When I was a
Really,
kid,
my father. I think if I would have continued to put hot dog or ketchup on a hot dog, I think my dad would have disowned me.
really. So what did he? What was he for? Mustard and relish.
Yeah, only mustard. My dad loved mustard.
Okay, so it's funny you say that because when
He
I was a
wasn't a big
kid,
relish guy. Mustard and sauerkraut. That's on a hot dog. That's it.
all right, fair enough. I will say this: when I
And
was
burn
a
the
kid,
hot dog.
they burn it right. Yeah, when I was a kid, you go to Fenway Park. Okay, no ketchup. You couldn't get ketchup. You only
Mhm.
got mustard for your hot dog, which kind of used to piss me off. But now you can get ketchup for it. But you got to have something. You got to have some condiments. You can't just hand them a hot dog and say, "Here you go. This is your reward." I'd throw it back at them. I'd say, "Keep it. I'll go get some fish." Take this dog and shove it.
Yeah. Earlier this season, they had do-it-yourself deli sandwiches. That's fine, right?
Eh.
They-
Again, I don't. It just seems so weak. I mean, I guess if it's earlier in the season, I'm okay with it. But as you get to the end
yeah.
of the season, you want the big, good reward.
Well, what do you think about when they tried to give them fruit, and then yellow Sophie was like, "Fruit?
Yeah,
What are
I
you
love
talking
that.
about?
I don't want you give me fruit. I want meat.
Like that's
This
not
is
a
crazy.
reward."
I know it's better than getting I don't know, like mashed potatoes and stuff like that. That's gonna really sit heavy in your thing. But it's come on. You can go get fruit out in the jungle. You can find fruit out there. So it's not. All of these are becoming non-rewards. It's
Mhm.
almost just annoying. And sometimes you're away from camp and you're missing stuff that's going on there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
I don't
love
want
it.
to
And
miss stuff
whenever I
for
see
fruit.
pizza, Rob, you know how my feeling about that. When they do the
Sure.
Veggie pizza, it's like, come on, and that's the one thing I said to Justin. How could you pretend to like you? You are pizza. I mean, he's got one of the best pizza shops in Boston.
Yeah.
I'm like, how could you pretend
What
that
did he
pizza?
get pizza
I think, yeah,
on
he did. He
Survivor?
did. He ate it once, and I was like, how could you pretend that it was good? It's not good. You should have been honest,
Mhm.
But he's a good kid, and I'll tell you, great pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what about for Thanksgiving? What's your go-to Thanksgiving dessert?
Well, so we get this pie. It's called Fruits of the Forest. I didn't realize. I thought there was just one lady that made it.
Fruits
And
of the forest.
yeah, it's all different fruits put in a pie. It's so good. My dad, we always have pecan pie too, though, because my dad loves pecan pie.
Yeah.
I like the Fruits of the Forest pie. What's yours?
I guess I'm a pumpkin guy, but I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my taste for it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like I used to like really clamor for it, and I just feel like that lately I've been having it, and I know people are gonna say like, yeah, because I bought I said on a podcast I bought the pumpkin pie on Saturday for Thanksgiving,
Oh
but
yeah. So they think it wasn't
I
as
don't know,
good.
but I don't know, like lately I feel like I haven't like none of this stuff is like really hitting for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do a lot of dessert anymore, so I definitely enjoyed it because I had some ice cream with it. I usually don't get dessert at like a restaurant or anything anymore. So it was I definitely enjoyed it, being that it was a holiday. I was gonna have
Yeah.
it, so it was good. But I don't know. I'm not a big dessert guy anymore. So
All right. Well,
yeah.
anything else you want to tell people to check out, Brett? What are you up
Well,
to these days?
I'm starting to get into some stand up.
Yes.
Yes, a little bit. So that's been fun. So I'm gonna be hitting the stuff. I had to revamp my show a little bit, but
Why?
I just didn't like the way it played out. So I'm just changing a few things.
And you could do that. You could revamp a show.
I can revamp it.
Yeah.
So it's good. I've been doing that. You can follow me at Bret Labelle on Instagram and Twitter. But other than that, like I said, I just got back. I'm working. I got about 3 or 4 more years, Rob, and then I'll be retiring from the police force. So that's exciting.
Okay. What are you gonna do in your retirement?
Not a thing. No. No. I'm gonna be traveling a lot. I going over to Europe. There's so much I really need to
Yeah.
see in this world, and so I'm gonna try and do a lot of traveling, and then we'll reevaluate it after that. So
Yeah, you gotta have a good plan. My dad, he retired from the police department, and then he went stir crazy.
yeah,
He had to go back.
yeah. You have to keep yourself
He
busy, and
he unretired and went back.
yeah, I know guys that do this because
It's crap. I mean, I don't know what I don't know what to do. I'm going like, can I come back to work?
I know that's crazy. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that, but I can see people getting bored.
It's true.
Yeah, I have some ideas on stuff I want to do, but for now, I'm just gonna kind of wing it. But I mean, it's 3 years away. I'm just kind of enjoying my last three or 4 years, and that's it. But who knows? But I'll tell you what I am excited is to watch you on Traders. First of all, I
Yes.
love that show.
January 8th.
How great is that? I cannot wait to watch that. So,
You know anybody else from that show from this one that's coming up?
Yam Yam.
Yeah.
Yam Yam's a good guy. I mean, we've only met. I mean, we've met 3 or 4 times and partied, and we've gotten along great. I like Yam Yam a lot. So I don't know. I've never played against him or anything like that. So I don't know any of that drama. But him and I get along great when we hang out. So
Okay. All right. Well, that's coming up January 8th. Also, Brett, did you know I wrote a book? It's called The Tribe and I Have Spoken.
No kidding.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's coming out next year, but pre-orders are available. robhasabook.com. And if you pre-order for the holiday season, we'll send you a postcard that you can give to your loved one and let them know they're getting the gift of The Tribe and I Have Spoken.
I gotta read that. I gotta read that. I gotta read Fish's book. God.
Well, Steven's book is fiction. Mine is stranger than fiction. It's all about my thoughts on 25 years of Survivor.
Awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to read it, Rob. That's great. Do you give any tips to people who are?
Yes, there's a chapter also about the strategy of how to win every single our Survivor strategy guide. No refunds of how to navigate through every single aspect of the game.
Right. Good for you. That's awesome. That's a big challenge, man. That's a lot.
Big undertaking, but I'm very excited for people to get the chance to check it out. It's it's like for your coffee table, a lot of art, a lot of designs and stuff like that throughout it's a beautiful piece of any Survivor's collection.
I love it. I'm going to get one. So that's great.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to have on Monday our exit interviews with Jawan. Looking forward to talking to him. Check out my conversation with Andy, also from Survivor 47. We broke it all down. Really got into the weeds of the strategy from this last vote and everything else we have coming up here as we're in the home stretch now into December, as we are now only a couple of weeks more of Survivor 49. And before you know it, Survivor 50. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Take care.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.